We are ready to start. I'd like to begin today's meeting by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we are gathered and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Welcome to the City Governance Committee meeting on the, what date are we? The 5th of August at 10:24. I'd like to advise attendees in the room that this meeting is being webcast and audio recorded. We have 2 leaves of absence. First one is for Councillor Bradley. Have someone to move that? Thank you, Councillor Murphy. I'm going to be stuttering on this one as well. Someone to second that? Thank you, Councillor Stemp. All those in favour? That has been carried.
Against.
And for Councillor Bannon. Sorry, carry on. Thank you, Councillor Murphy has moved that. Someone to second that? Councillor Hall. All those in favour? That has been carried.
Against.
Thank you, councillors. We're ready for that one? There is now a motion displayed on the screen to confirm previous minutes. Do I have a mover for this motion as displayed on the screen? Thank you, Mayor Raven, and a seconder, Councillor Stemp. All those in favour? That has been carried. For declarations of conflicts of interest, do any councillors wish to declare a conflict of interest today? Mayor Raven.
One second, Mr. Chair. Let me bring up my cool document. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to declare a conflict of interest in relation to a declarable conflict of interest in relation to item 6.1, which is the City of Logan Charitable Trust fundraising pilot report. The nature of the conflict of interest is that my wife, Alison Raven, was appointed as a director of the board of the City of Logan Charitable Trust with effect from the 22nd of January 2025. This report relevantly provides an update to Council on the results of the pilot of enhanced operational support provided to the City of Logan Charitable Trust and proposes future arrangements for the provision of Council's support, including additional financial support. I'm seeking to participate in the meeting as I believe it's in the public interest. The City of Logan Charitable Trust is a not-for-profit, wholly owned subsidiary of Council. Despite my wife being a board member, she will not receive any personal benefit from Council's decision in this matter. As such, there is no conflict between her personal interest or mine and the public interest that could lead to a decision that is contrary to the public interest. Further, I believe that as Mayor, my participation in this matter will improve decision-making. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for my first opportunity to take us through a conflict of interest. Okay, so we must now decide if it is in the public interest that Mayor Raven participates in the decision on the matter, despite there being a conflict of interest, or be requested to leave the meeting and not participate in the discussion on the matter. I now open the floor to councillors to discuss. I'll also require someone to move the motion and provide a reason for their decision. Councillor Wilcox.
Thank you, and thank you for Mayor Raven for updating this. The only thing that I'm conscious of, and part of this is in confidential, is your conflict of interest only discusses your wife. What about the listing of one of the beneficiaries from funding that was recently provided, because you had a Facebook post just recently, which is the beneficiary of the funding? Sorry, that's really vague. It is Empower Assistance Dogs.
Mayor Raven.
Thank you. I'm a patron, which doesn't create a conflict of interest for Empower under the legislation.
Isn't there another hand over here? Thank you. It's a pleasure.
I was just happy to move it. Vote on it.
Is there any other discussion?
Can I just clarify with Robert, is that correct with the Power Assistance Dogs? So
That is my understanding. That's correct.
Councillor Lane.
Thanks very much, Mr. Chair. As a patron of an organisation, I don't have to declare that under a conflict. That was quite clear in our training and our updated training. We voted on this previously, and not being a paid position, your conflict to me is negligible. So I'm ready to second anything that we go moving forward.
Yes, Councillor.
Thank you, Chair. Could I just clarify, do we normally, I could be wrong, do we normally decide whether or not there is a conflict of interest before we decide the councillors, whether or not it's appropriate for the councillor to stay in the room?
Under the old legislation, that was the process. The legislation has been updated. So once a councillor has declared a conflict of interest, the only decision to be made is whether they stay and participate in discussion and the vote.
Councillor Murphy.
Thank you, through the chair. Robert, with regards to the conflict of interest moving forward, obviously the charitable trust will be reporting back to council regularly. Once we've declared the decision for Mayor Raven, once this decision has been met, can we move on then from there on in, or do we have to do his declarable conflict of interest every time?
My understanding is it depends on the matter that is before the councillors at the time. So each time there is a report that comes up, maybe a little bit different. So in those circumstances, we have to go through the process each time a report comes up.
Thank you. I just wanted to clarify that, and for the public to understand with regards to this conflict of interest, I'm happy to second the report or third the report or just move it. Thank you.
Any more discussion? Okay, we have a motion on the screen that allows Mayor Raven to participate. That has been moved by Councillor St Ledger and seconded by Councillor Lane. All those in favour? I think we've got 7. That's been carried. And we'll go around the room for those who... Yeah, we'll just go around the room. Thanks.
4.
Against. I'd love to give a reason, but I can't.
4.
4. 4.
4.
4.
Abstain.
4.
And I was 4. Does anyone else have a conflict of interest they'd like to report? No? Having no more, we'll enter into our reports. First report being that of the City of Logan Charitable Trust, fundraising pilot report, and Mr. Mark Pearce will bring this report.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, councillors, for your time today. So this report provides an update on the 6-month pilot of the enhanced operational support, which was done to provide to the City of Logan Charitable Trust. The pilot aimed to confirm additional resourcing, which would enable the Trust to generate sufficient fundraising revenue to justify ongoing support. The Trust has exceeded the fundraising KPI set for the pilot period, and based on this outcome, the report outlines options for the future support and governance arrangements of the Trust. Now, the report today asks councillors to consider a number of items, and that includes continuing the operational support for the Trust for the 2025-2026 financial year and future years. Council to provide funding for the operational support for the 2025-2026 financial year and that the Trust has requested, and resuming the practice of gifting a portion of the Logan recycling market proceeds to the Trust, with those funds which would be designated as grants. Also to set a fundraising KPI which would be equal to the value of Council's operational support, and entering into a funding and governance agreement to reflect the current scope of the support and the expectations that Council would have of the Trust. And also to note that the Trust's proposed approach to supporting the non-deductible gift recipient status for community organisations. Please note that the attachments here are confidential included, and any discussions of these should take place in a closed session.
Thank you. So just noting that 6.1 is a public report with confidential attachments. Do any councillors wish to move into a closed session? Councillor Stemp, happy to move the motion on the screen that would take us into confidential. Is there someone to second that? Councillor Lane, all those in favour? That has been carried. Thought you were staring me down.
So, Mr Chair, Mayor and councillors, many thanks for your support, and we will not let you down. We will keep driving on. Thank you for your backing.
Okay, yes, we do still have some questions. So, just stating, we are now in open session and the live stream has recommenced. Councillor Russell.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm going to start by, now that we're in public, thanking the Trust directors for all of the work that they've put in, because I think it's actually, I wanted to say that in public, because I do appreciate all the work that you've all put in. So, with the report, so it's quite a lengthy and complex report, which is not any kind of criticism. It was, there's a lot of information to include. I think that the important thing is that what we need to vote on is the recommendation that's in the public-facing report. Now, there's 8 points in that, and I know that some have potentially changed since our discussion. But okay, so number one, the council notes the confidential attachment. I think that, and then number two is that council, as sole member of the City of Logan Charitable Trust, supports its continued operation. Okay, I think number one, everyone's on the same board. So everything after that, I think that's where there's some questions. And I apologise that this is taking a little bit of time, but it's quite long. Sorry.
So we'll say that I did ask if there was any other things wanting to be changed, and I think we're on agreement that we were ready to vote on those recommendations with that one amendment, not amendment, but that one change.
I agree, but I think that I think that it's important that when we are making a big decision, like we're looking at quite a big decision here, I think it's important that anything that doesn't have to be discussed in confidential shouldn't be. And I think that the majority of this report didn't need to be in confidential, and that's why I was hoping to leave this until we came out, if that's okay, Chair. Now, I won't be able to get to everything because there is quite a lot. Can I just ask, the recycling market issue, so it says that it was, there was the reference to the minute taken in 2017. Wasn't there a more recent minute taken regarding that? Was that not taken out? Why is that not included
Go
here?
ahead, Robert.
Thank you. Through the Chair, Councillor Russell, yes, there was an original decision that was made back in June 2017 to issue a third of the proceeds from the recycling market. So that was a public decision taken back then that a third of the profits from the recycling market was allocated. If that third was less than $45,000, then it was $45,000 that was allocated to the trust. If a third of the profits was greater than $75,000, then it was $75,000 allocated to the trust. So that's a matter of public record. So there has been an annual allocation. The decision was taken by council for the 23-24 year to pause the allocation to the trust. On the basis that it was just being kind of reinvigorated, and that part of the proceeds were used to support council in the cost associated with reinvigorating the trust. So there was one prior decision, and that was to pause it for the 23-24 financial year, and I guess this decision that you're making today is seeking approval to recommence making those payments to the trust.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to draw attention to that because I feel like just looking at the public-facing report, it makes it look like that piece of work didn't occur. So I just wanted to draw attention to that. The next thing that I'm really mindful of is point 7, and I just want to raise this for my colleagues to take note of this. that the Chief Executive Officer of Logan City Council be authorised to negotiate and sign a funding and governance agreement with the City of Logan Charitable Trust to reflect the conditions outlined in section 6.3 of the report, which is like not in this bit, and any other terms satisfactory to the Chief Executive Officer. Could I just query then, does that mean that at this point, if we voted for this as is, this is the last opportunity that councillors have any say or oversight or control, I suppose, over this piece of this body of work?
Through the chair, thank you, Councillor Russell, for the question. So, just a couple of points there. Section 6.3 of this report is in the public-facing report. So, section 6.3 is on page 7 of the report, or 25 of the agenda. So that information is in the public domain in relation to what that document's going to include. In relation to will be the last that you'll see of reporting from the trust? No, definitely not. As with any of our beneficial enterprises or controlled entities, there will be regular reporting to council as the sole member of the trust. And also there will be reports that will come up as part of the annual budget cycle to consider council support, ongoing support for the trust. So it's definitely not the first time that you'll see reporting back from the trust.
Thank you. And I just want to clarify that the reason I raised this more so is that this is the last, this was a trial, and at this stage, I would have expected a report back and then an opportunity for councillors to review and see, you know, what we've thought worked and what didn't. And we've not really had that opportunity. This is straight to the point of, let's put some more funding to it and hand it over to the organisation and the CEO to control afterwards, and it doesn't come back to the councillors for decision making. That was unexpected to me. Am I
Go ahead, Rob.
incorrect with that assumption?
I guess the report and the discussion today was meant to be that deliberation in relation to the report that's been provided to council from the directors with regard to the results of the pilot. So today was meant to be that deliberation in relation to the future of the trust, and it has been. Definitely control of the trust isn't being vested in the CEO. Control of the trust sits with councillors still. What we're saying is there that the CEO will be empowered to basically create an important governance document moving forward, because there is an old document that was signed in 2017 which has become somewhat outdated and needs to be updated. So that's what we're saying the CEO will do. But in all of that, there will be reporting back to council, and any key decision in relation to the trust moving forward will be the domain of councillors, not the CEO. So you're not divesting responsibility for the trust to the CEO.
It does say in point 7 of the recommendation, and any other terms satisfactory to the Chief Executive Officer. That doesn't read as if there's any involvement of councillors necessarily in that. And then finally, number 8, it's saying that the pilot report will be deemed confidential and treated, it'll be confidential remain confidential, which is unusual as far as I'm aware. Normally it's sort of, it would be confidential and then it would become public at some stage, but this is just forever confidential.
Thank you, Robert.
So a couple of points, I guess, just in relation to point 7, to reaffirm, I guess, your council is authorising the CEO to negotiate the actual document. So there's a document there, which is the funding and governance agreement with the trust. So basically, to prepare that document, you're authorising the CEO to do that. And you're correct that based on this recommendation, that report, that document doesn't need to come back to council. So it really is just updating, I suppose, that old document that was created in 2017 with regard to the funding arrangements. We'll cover off on things like GST and some of those administrative mechanisms. The last one there, it's not uncommon. We call them sunset clause. So it is the case sometimes confidential documents can be put into the public domain based on a certain period of time or at the discretion of a certain officer, or like this particular clause, some documents remain confidential and they're never brought out of confidential and put into the public domain. So there's two types of sunset clause, if you like. This is just one of them, and I guess in this particular case the recommendation is that it remains confidential.
Thank you, and I appreciate the time that I'm being allowed here. I just wanted to finally just suggest that, like, part of my concern is that my understanding is that this was a trial, and then this report has got 8 points of recommendation, and like none of them are the option to get off this ride. Like if we were to say, like, sorry, I'm just seeing the 8 points, and all of them are just escalation points. They're not to say, actually, I didn't think that it was an opportunity I wanted to continue with.
So if you vote against it, if we vote against it, that's the mechanism to put up another proposal or move past it. I understand it.
I just want to add that other concern that you had, and I just want to raise in our 6 monthly reporting, but you'll get quarterly financial reporting of the trust through to the council. We have certainly heard very loud and clear. In our next report back to council, we will confirm our progress on the community foundation. Have we been able to trim resourcing? Have we re-looked at the way we're actually using the resources, all for better than budget rather than over budget? So I just want to reassure you, under that reporting cycle, we will be very clear about the activities we've undertaken based off the approvals of today. If I agree, your fundamental decision is to continue us. If not, we'll package it up and distribute the funds, and it'll close out.
Thank you very much, and thanks for the time.
Thank you. Mayor Raven.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just want to reinforce that it's pretty common for the CEO to be delegated authority to undertake contracts, because otherwise, to change 2 words, you would have to come back to another decision of council, another decision. It's just eliminating red tape. So that's what that and any other things deemed necessary. At some point, you've got to trust the highest paid officer in the building to be able to negotiate for us, and that's why we give him that. It'll still come back to council for decision through budgets. And you're right, it is a pilot, and we've had 2 hours and 5 minutes, nearly, hour and a half. I think we finished even longer, 2.5 hours actually, of review of whether or not the pilot is a good thing to continue with, and questions, interrogations about, how it was run, why it was run, compliments about how much money was made, surprise, including on my part. So without going into the nitty-gritty of what was discussed in confidential, I think the public can be very confident this has been thoroughly reviewed. There are decisions for millions and millions of dollars that don't get this much scrutiny, and we are not giving anywhere near that much money to the trust. So it has been a very rigorous process with councillors making great suggestions, asking good questions, and now we've gotten to the point where if councillors do not support it, you can just vote against it. And if it fails, we put up a different recommendation, and we probably need to go to an adjournment to figure out what that recommendation would be. So I thank councillors and I thank the board for their hard work. The CEO and I, when I went to make a coffee, the CEO said to me, geez, it's hard work being a voluntary board member for Logan City Council, isn't it? And so I really do want to thank you for the fact that as volunteers, you've given up 2.5 hours of your morning to come in and answer questions. You've done a great job of answering those questions.
1.5 hours, just to correct the record.
Okay, thank you.
1.5.
Feels like 2.5, Mr. Chair. But 1.5 hours, you've come in, you've answered great questions, you've made good suggestions too, and I just wanted to thank everybody for their time and patience, and I'm very happy to move the report.
Councillor Fraser.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, question for Robert, I guess. So, point 3, does that mean that every financial year they'll come to us to ask for additional support to fund their operations, or does this mean that we're just signing a blank cheque, more or less?
No, through the chair, not a blank cheque. So the vision there is that there's a letter that's included as part of the confidential attachments that outlines a budget request for the current year. So that's what we're supporting here today. As the trust has indicated, they will be reviewing the requirements in relation to that support, and that will be considered as part of next year's budget deliberations, with a view to establishing what next year's budget looks like and what future years' budgets look like. So there definitely will be an opportunity as part of the budget process to scrutinise the budget.
Thanks.
Thank you. No more questions. I too would like to thank the board for all the work that you've done, and the energy and the results been fantastic. So thank you very much for that. If you could pass that on to the rest of the board, that would be appreciated. We have a recommendation on the screen. I had someone to move that. Thank you, Mayor Raven. Someone to second it. Thank you, Mayor Murphy. Councillor Murphy. All those in favour? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's carried. How did you vote?
Thank you very much. I abstained. I'd like to provide a reason. It's not the work of the Charity Trust that I have an objection to. It's point 5. And when your next report comes up, I would be happy to support that in the future. Thank you.
Respectfully against.
St Ledger.
4.
Councillor Hall.
4.
Councillor Fraser.
4.
Councillor Heremiah.
Against.
Councillor Mayor Raven.
4.
Councillor Stemp.
I'm standing with a reason, and I'll send it through to the girls. While the Trust is heading in a positive direction, I appreciate all the work that's been done. I'm in support of the funds from the recycling market going to the Trust, but still uncomfortable with the current level of financial support required from Council for the operation.
Councillor Wilcox.
4.
Councillor Murphy.
Absolutely 4.
And I was 4. Thank you. All right. Feel free to stand, take a stretch, to go for a walk, do what you need to do. But we are continuing on with 6.2, Audit and Risk Committee, June 2025. Again with Mark Pearce. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. The Audit and Risk Committee report for June 2025 is being provided to give you an update on the matters which were considered at the Audit and Risk Committee meeting, and that meeting was held on the 24th of June. The confidential attachment of the Chairperson's report provides additional details regarding some of the agenda items that were discussed at the meeting. Dan Hunt's tenure as ARC member has been extended, and he was actually nominated by the ARC members to continue as the Chairperson. So today we'll be requesting that Council appoint Mr Dan Hunt as the Chairperson of the ARC. And I'm happy to take any questions on this report.
Thank you. I note that 6.2 is a public report with confidential attachments. A proposed resolution to move this matter is displayed on the screen. Do any councillors wish to move into closed session for this item? There being none, we'll take questions in open session. Thank you. Councillor Lane.
Thanks very much, Mr Chair. Through you. I'm pleased that we've secured Dan for another round. I think that as Chair he leads a pretty tight ship and he asks the hard questions. I think that his broad thinking allows the Audit and Risk Committee to consider things from different perspectives, and I note that he chases up things that he potentially sees as could be problematic for the organisation. So I'm really pleased with that outcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councillor Stemp.
Thank you, Mr Chair. Question for Robert. Can you remind me, what's the term of ARC committee members in terms of how, do they have a term and then they come back for another period? Is there a set term for committee members?
There is a term in the ARC Charter. I might just
Yes.
ask Edison what the period of that term is.
Thank
you. Through the Chair, so the maximum term is 4 years, and then they can only do 2 terms.
So they could do up to 8.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Okay, I was just curious. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Sorry, Councillor Hall.
Happy to move.
Thank you. There'll be a motion on the screen. Accept Councillor Hall's moving of that. Anyone to second? Councillor Wilcox. All those in favour? That has been carried. Thank you. Item 6.3, Delegation Amendment, Local Government Act 2009. Thank you, Mark Pearce.
Thank you, Chair. So this report proposes amending Council's delegation to the CEO to explicitly include a power to close roads. So specifically it recommends the delegation under Section 69 of the Local Government Act. So historically, officers have relied on local law number 11 to close roads. However, we received some advice from the City Solicitor that the future reliance to close roads should be broadened, and we should be using Section 69 of the Local Government Act delegation instead of the local law 11. So the City Solicitor advised that all the local law does is to acknowledge that we actually can close a road under the Local Government Act. It doesn't actually provide a head of power for council to close the road. So that's why the delegation has been amended. So it is linked to Section 69 of the Local Government Act.
Questions? Councillor Lane.
Thanks very much. So this is a pleasant topic for me because I love road closures. I love them for a range of reasons, and knowing that we have the authority to actually do that sings to my soul, quite frankly, for community events, and at no cost to council is even better. So this is wonderful news, and I support this. Happy to move it when it comes up.
Anyone else? Councillor Hall.
Through the chair, does this mean we've been doing it wrong this entire time and are only now getting it right?
Through the chair, so look, we've made this change out of an abundance of caution. So when a matter was being considered, advice was sought from the City Solicitor regarding some actions that council was looking to take, and the City Solicitor had a look and believed that, you know, that we weren't on as firm ground with respect to using local law 11, even though if you read local law 11, it does say clearly that council can close a road, but just thought it would be safer for us to amend the delegation to link it to Section 69 of the Local Government Act. We're not aware of any issues which have been raised with respect to council closing a road or any complaints which have been received by council.
Thank you.
Councillor Lane.
Thanks. I think this report actually highlights that council is continuously going through its measures, checking them, making sure that they're as up to date as possible and that we're getting the best outcome for residents. So kudos to the team and the City Solicitor for finding these things. I think when they are for the benefit of the community, that's fantastic. When it costs us money, not so much. But that being said, yeah, good job.
There being no more questions, there's a motion on the screen. Would somebody like to move that for us? Councillor Lane, thank you. Someone to second. Oh, scratching of the forehead there. Nearly grabbed you. Councillor St Ledger. All those in favour? That's carried. Thank you, councillors. Does anyone have any general business for Corporate Governance Manager Mark Pearce? Having none, thank you very much, Mark. And sorry, Kim, I missed you earlier to get through. Does anyone have any general business for Kim? Do you have any for us? No, thank you, Chair. Thank you. Sorry about that. Excellent. We are moving right along to 6.4, confidential report, and this will be presented by Ms. Brianna Jeffs. Thank you. Is any of this open, or you want to go straight into confidential?
Through the chair, this is a confidential report.
Anyone want to move us into confidential? Councillor St Ledger, someone to second that? Councillor Hall. All those in favour? That has been carried. Councillor Wilcox?
I'm against. I'm ready to vote on that one.
No worries. Thank you. Thank you, Brianne. We are now in open session and the live stream has recommenced. And a motion will be on the screen. As per the recommendation, that has been moved, I'm assuming, by Mayor Raven and seconded by Councillor Wilcox. All those in favour? Okay. So hold them up, keep them up. Okay, we're all in. Thank you, that's been carried. Does anyone have any general business for the corporate property manager? Oh, yes, Councillor Lane.
Thank you very much. I'm probably going to call for a report into the allocation of land for Burragakindi for the future. My reason is I was of an understanding that Burragakindi wanted to remain in the precinct and that it was a temporary move. So I just want to foreshadow that at General Council I'll be raising a motion on that issue. So,
thank you.
Thank you.
Councillor Murphy.
Thank you, through the chair. Brianna, I was just wondering if I could get an update, please, with number 2 Main Street to see where we're at with that signage, if possible. Thank you.
Through the chair, Corporate Property are currently working through an upcoming tender process which will include 2 Main Street, and we will be looking to release that imminently.
Is that near future?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Do you have any general business for us?
Nothing from me, thank you.
Thank you. We are moving along. 6.5. Local Infrastructure Program August 2025, presented by Ms. Margaret Barnett.
Thank you, Chair. This report seeks to endorse expenditure under the Local Infrastructure Program. There was a new attachment distributed yesterday afternoon which lists 21 new projects and 1 material amendment, all which align to the policy. Happy to take questions.
Mayor Raven.
Do we know how much we're spending in LIP funding this month, roughly?
Through the chair, unfortunately we haven't closed off the month of July yet, so can't confirm, but I will give that number to you as soon as we get it.
That's okay. Just looking here, like 175, 275, $500,000 up to 670 on the big numbers. Another 290 there, so over $1 million pretty comfortably this month. Does that sound about right?
In terms of funding committed, yes.
Yep. But not actually spent.
Not actually spent.
Understood. Thank you very much. Happy to go on, Mr.
Any other questions? We are good. We want to table that document first. There's a motion on screen. Thank you, Councillor Murphy. All those in favour? Tabling the document? Carried. Thank you. And the motion to move the funding is on the screen. Someone to move that. Thank you, Councillor Murphy. And Councillor Hall to second. All those in favour? Mayor Raven, is that a finger in the air? It's carried. Okay. Mayor Raven.
Abstain. I'd like to provide a reason. Not comfortable spending over $1 million ratepayers funding with less than a minute's discussion.
Thank you. 6.6 Monthly Financial Report, June 2025. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Chair. I present the draft monthly financial performance report for June 2025. Council will receive full audited financial statements when finalised. This condensed report is to meet Council's obligations under local government regulation. Council's draft financial results show an operating surplus of $24.38 million at June 2025, which is $23.3 million above the amended budget expectations. The unknowns moving into the end of financial year were the timing of the forward payment of the financial assistance grant, which was around $7 million, as well as the impact of the revised methodology for the capitalisation of the roads and drainage assets, which was about $9 million. Operating revenue was $25.8 million below budget, mainly due to the timing of the financial assistance grant payments, strong performance in fees and charges and private works, some of which was offset by lower water consumption. Operating expenses were $49.1 million below budget, reflecting revised capitalisation guidelines, underspending in the digital transformation program. The organisation has also responded to the evolving financial circumstances by implementing stricter expenditure controls in the final quarter and prioritisation of works ahead of potential overspends. These measures have contributed to additional operational savings and a stronger year-end position. Capital expenditure was $1.8 million below budget. Happy to take questions.
Thank you. Councillor Murphy.
Hi, Marg. Thank you for taking my questions and thank you through the chair. Being the budget chair, great to see that we had an operating surplus at the end of 30th of June, and I'm really pleased that the council continues to do reviews of our organisation just to make sure that we are dotting our I's and crossing our T's. So that puts us in a better situation than we thought we were. So great work to the team, and it was a long, hard process with that budget. So great place to be sitting from Logan City Council. So thank you for your work.
Mayor Raven.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you. So 2 months ago, June, was it the June report when we were talking about having a wafer-thin surplus and potentially going into deficit? Very happy we're not in deficit, so that's a win, not complaining about that. What I'm trying to understand is, like, some of this is because, as you said, financial assistance grants came early, some of it's because of extra income, so we can't really control those factors, but there's about $15 million of non-cash adjustments. How is that going to impact, or are you able to tell us how that's going to impact our forecast surplus for this current financial year?
In terms of the 25-26 budget, we did allow for the revised capitalisation methodology, so we did halve the budget that we thought we would end up with in that space. So we don't see it having as an immediate impact as what it has in 24-25.
Great. So because you sort of saw this coming, you had adjusted that when we were doing our budget work. So we weren't making decisions without this information. We were just making decisions with the real figures that you knew were on the way.
Absolutely.
Perfect. I love that. Thank you.
No further questions. There is a motion on the screen. Thank you, Councillor Murphy, for moving that. Someone to second it? Mayor Raven, all those in favour? That's been carried. Thank you. Does anybody have any general business for the Manager of Finance? Manager. Marg, do you have any for us?
No, thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. Item 6.7, Q4 Digital Transformation Program Update with Mr. Rick Alsop. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Just updating you on the digital transformation program as at June 30. So during that time, we've been in replanning. We've subsequently appointed a new program manager. So I'd like to introduce you to Michelle Simpson today, for those who have not met her. During that time of replanning, so we've taken a slightly modified approach to how we're going to run the program, leveraging Michelle's capability, having formerly worked at the vendor who's delivering us the ERP program in that space. And then our highlights for Q4 were about the implementation of our geospatial and upgrade to that solution that I mentioned last time has reduced the risk for council because we now are on a supported version. So all of council's core technology platforms are now supported by the vendor. So if they were to break, we've got this ability to bring them up and continue services, which is a risk we've been carrying for some time. The replanning work is almost complete, and we're working through with the executive team to get those approved and brought forward. And so for our next report, we'll be able to give you those updates. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you. Councillor Lane.
Thanks very much through you, Mr. Chair. Rick, I just want to say thank you to you and your team. I know that you've done a bucket load of work on the digital transformation, including trying to save ratepayers money with licences and looking at unrealistic renewals that have been happening in the past. So I just want to say thanks very much for the good work that your team have been undertaking. My computer continues to play up, I'll just put that out there. But nonetheless, it's really appreciated because it does save money, and the budget bottom line is what we're about, as well as servicing the community.
Thank you.
Councillor Stamp.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for the report. It's always good to get an update. I guess I'll ask the same question that I always ask. Is the program still tracking in line with budget?
Yeah, so in terms of the overall program over multi-year, we're still working through what the impact of those outer years is going to be. But for this financial year, we had put up a budget of 24 mil. With the haircut we were asked to provide, that's reduced into 21 mil. And our further review is looking to bring that number. So we'll come in less than the 21 for this financial year. I'm confident we'll do that.
Any other questions? Being none. Sorry, yes, Councillor Lane. Yes, thank you. There's a motion on the screen, seconded by Councillor Fraser. All those in favour? That has been carried. Does anyone have any general business for the Information Technology Services Manager? Any for us?
And nothing today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item 6.8 is Operational Plan 24-25, Q4 Report. Thank you, Robert. Oh, sorry, not from Robert. Thank you, Kay. Looked at the wrong column.
Good afternoon, councillors. 6.8, report 6.8 does refer to our operational plan for Q4. Very pleased to advise that 93% of projects are completed, which is an improvement from last year. And some of the highlights include the delivery of council's capital works programs, the delivery of projects supporting community development, our Logan and Albert River litter cleanup, and the delivery of riverbank restoration projects, and the continued implementation of the Green Fleet strategy. Of the 3 projects reported not complete, 2 are included within the operational plan for 25-26, with a report coming back to City Governance Committee for our Logan Listens resident survey. This report highlights the range of services that Council provides, and all the projects mentioned, whether they're internally or externally facing, benefit our community. Lastly, I'd like to highlight that future operational plan performance reporting will have a new format, and this was detailed in attachment 4. These changes align to typical project type reporting and will provide more consistent and improved articulation of our results. Happy to take any questions.
Councillor Lane.
Thanks very much. Kay, one of the things that confused me, and sorry, I should have got in touch with you before today to have that discussion, is the derelict houses. It says present report to council in June 2025. We've got a purpose, an action and an outcome there, but we don't really have a way forward, if that makes sense. Like, there's a lot of reporting dates that I see on the operational plan, and I know that officers are working on them, but are they updated and amended as a result of any delays, or is it the date is the date and that's it?
There's 2 answers to that question, Councillor Lane. They're updated on a monthly basis, tracking performance to date. Should there be factors that change delivery dates or outcomes, they're also typically tracked and updated and reported to committee as well. So if that is incomplete, I will need to follow up with you or follow up with them, and I'll get back to you on that one.
Thank you so much, Kay. I know it's a hard area, so I understand that there's nuances that we don't know about. So yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Councillor Stamp.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Can I notice in the report it's got the way to go refresh, and I've got community members out there watching it closely because they believe there were issues with the previous one. I noted it says in here that it's been incorporated into the new, or it's being incorporated into the new integrated transport plan project. If you could just find out for me, when is that likely to be delivered, just so that I can give those people an update, would be appreciated.
Will do, Councillor.
Thank you.
There being no more questions, there'll be a motion on the screen. Someone to move that. Councillor Wilcox, seconded by Mayor Raven. All those in favour? That's been carried. Thank you. Last item, 6.9, Value for Money Report Financial Year 2025. Thanks, Kay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Having a business improvement mindset and practices is really important for any organisation. And for the 24-25 financial year, Council had a total of $32.9 million in measurable benefits. And we typically class measurable benefits as hard savings, revenue, efficiency gains and cost avoidance. We also had 35 other initiatives which delivered quality improvements, risk mitigation and improved customer satisfaction. The attached presentation to this report shows the incredible range of improvements the program or the organisation is delivering, everything from smart forms to litter and illegal dumping. The Value for Money program has been in place for 3 years, and as part of good governance and assurance, a review has shown that the program and outcomes are valuable, but there is an opportunity to streamline the intent of the program and how it is administered. The recommendations are reflective of this review, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Being no questions, yes, there is a question. Councillor Wilcox.
Not really a question. Thank you through the chair. And in our little update the other day, I would like to thank for bringing this forward. And it was really interesting to read. Currently, litter and illegal dumping is managed across 7 branches without clear delineation of tasks and activities and metrics. It's really interesting because I know all of us have varying degrees of illegal dumping and that sort of thing. So if we can streamline that, that would be great. And I really would like to say to all the branches out there how impressed I was with DA having 14 initiatives in there. Other branches, take notice and hurry up and get on board. Let's go.
Thank you. There is a motion on the screen. Councillor Wilcox will move that. Anyone to second it? Thanks, Councillor Fraser. All those in favour? That has been carried. Thank you, councillors. Thank you, Kay. Does anyone have any general business for EPMO manager? Yes, Mayor Raven.
Okay, I just want to thank you for your excellent service for quite a few years now, through a number of roles through the organisation. I've always found your lean approach, which when I was in Harvard, they were just drilling us on lean and how we can incorporate it into all aspects of business, not just manufacturing. So I wanted to say thank you very much for your service to the city and to this organisation. It's greatly appreciated and you will be missed. Wherever you go next, I'll be watching your career closely so I can see how many goals you're kicking and be very jealous of the people you're kicking them for.
Thank you. And you can shout drinks every time you mention Harvard. Deal. All right. Do you have any GB for us, Kay?
Probably just one item in return. So I would like to thank each of you for your interest and engagement in the work that I have done. It has been very much appreciated and has made the job so much easier and actually enjoyable. I would also like to, I guess over the last 6.5 years, I've asked my teams to really step up, and they have stepped up and delivered better than I could have expected. So I'm incredibly grateful for having worked with great people and just want to acknowledge that. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Kay. All right. We have finished all items on our agenda. Does anyone have any general business for the Director of Organisational Services? Thank you, Councillor Stamp.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I know it's been a long meeting, so I'll be really quick. For some years, I've been asking questions of council officers with regard to not-for-profit sporting organisations applying for rates, concessions, exemptions over land they own. I believe they're very few and far between in Logan, but there are certainly other organisations in other LGAs. Such a sporting organisation has lodged an application with council for consideration for an exemption or a concession, but due to the general rates and separate charges exemption policy and general rates and separate charges concession policy currently being under review, they haven't been assessed as yet. I would therefore like to ask that the Director of Organisational Service be asked to present outstanding rates, concession exemption applications to the next City Governance Committee for consideration by Council due to the delay of the review of the two policies to progress these.
Thank you very much. We have that motion on the screen, moved by Councillor Stamp. Would someone like to second that? Thanks, Councillor Fraser. All those in favour? Thank you, that's been carried. And Director Strachan, do you have any GB for us?
I actually do, through the chair, but my GB is of a confidential nature as it relates to the current year's budget. So it would be appreciated if we could potentially go into confidential to discuss the GB item.
Thank you. Someone to move this into confidential. Thank you, Councillor Lane, seconded by Mayor Raven. All those in favour of going into confidential, that has been carried. have come out of confidential. We're now in open session and the live stream has been recommenced. And there is a motion coming to the screen. Councillor Murphy has moved that. Mayor Raven has seconded that. All those in favour? That has been carried. Thank you very much, councillors. Thank you, Robert. I now close the meeting. Where am I? I declare the meeting closed. The governance meeting closed 12:52 on the 5th of August.